Okay, can you guys all hear me?
Yeah.
But can you all see me? And that's the thing, because now you can see me. So they say great things created by great man. And behind every great man, there is a great woman. So hello everyone, I'm Noon from Thailand. So I'm so happy to be here, and thank you Perfect Daily Grind and Henry. Where are you? He's gone now. So thank you Henry and Perfect Daily Grind team. You guys did an amazing job on this, and it's a really good opportunity for me to be here and talk about the gender issue. To my knowledge, it's only in the scope of Southeast Asia, but so far I've been discussing with some people which quite some similar and difference in each region. But on the presentation, we will scope down to the Southeast Asia. So our agenda would be, who am I? Just a little bit touch up, and the women in Southeast Asia in general, the current situation right now, and the issue to be addressed on the gender equity in Southeast Asia, and the key takeaway that I'd like you guys to have. So, hello, I'm the CEO of Bluekoff company, the leading specialty coffee company in Thailand, and I voluntarily work as an international relation and strategic marketing for Specialty Coffee Association of Thailand, which in fact I worked for the association before I joined Bluekoff. So, getting to know each other, here's my boss, which is here. He's the owner of Bluekoff, and I like you to meet him because he's the crazy ones who actually crazy enough to hire 28 years old females as an executive officer. So this is one thing that's really stepped forward in our industry. As we know that specialty coffee is actually male dominant somehow, but so far around the world, we see more progress about the gender equity. So as Henry had mentioned, we have like the total integrated supply chain of the coffee in Thailand. So we have wet mill, dry mill, roasting facility, and also retailing in terms of buying and selling coffee. So we import some Brazil coffee, but right now we haven't do any direct trade. So we still buying from the local, I mean Thailand trader. So, and also the coffee equipment and machines. So everything around coffee. And as an association, we organize Thailand Coffee Fest every year. So next year will be the third year, and attend all the Asian Coffee Alliance as a whole. All of this is actually to engage with the Asian coffee, specialty coffee as a whole. So women in Southeast Asia, there will be two things that I would like to mention. It's about the Southeast Asia culture in general and the progress right now. So Southeast Asian culture in general, so you can see here, it's actually the whole Southeast Asia. So, but as you guys know, Southeast Asia is actually not include China, India, or somehow here a little bit of Japan. But as a whole, you can see it's I can say that it's very diverse race that you can possibly see. So who has ever been to Southeast Asia? Ever? Which country exactly? Thailand. Huh? Okay. Do I look like Thai people? It's very difficult to tell because all of these people around this region look similar. Meaning, whether in the same region in Thailand, I look super Chinese. But also we have Indian, and also have the very local Thai people. So you will find the similar things in Malaysia and also Indonesia. Everywhere, you will see Chinese face, Indian face. So that will be very much Chinese and Arabian influence. So having that sense, actually, for us as a whole, we are super collectivism. In Thailand, I consider very independent woman, But I can tell you, in the global culture, I'm super collectivism still. So, having that said, also relationship oriented, we are very much clustered as a group. So it's more like a group of people. So that can have like a very amazing advantage and also disadvantage. Somehow I can conclude that we are super feminine culture. So what does that mean? It's actually more sensitive, more considerate. So that is very much like a coffee industry as well. So we used to have problem like collectivism, so people that want to enter into coffee industry, they will feel like they were not being included somehow. So that is still, but that's not just a gender issue, but as a culture as a whole. So the current situation right now, from the research that I got, is actually had to put East Asia and the Pacific, which include Japan, South Korea as well, which on this, the color that you see here is a gender gap. So this is the source from Global Gender Gap Index from 2016. And this is a gender gap that found in this region. Indicated by what? The indicator would be the law influences, the income that they're collecting, the women's rights in politics and stuff. So this is actually showing that, I would say, we are not doing bad, exactly. So I can say that we are really make progress in Southeast Asia toward gender equity. And here, this is the senior role held by women. So from 2016 to 2017, it's increased from 23 to 25%. In 100 companies, the senior role that's been held by women is increased. But the red one is actually developed country. The proportions is stagnant, not increased. Developed country, which one? Japan, South Korea is one of them, New Zealand. Yeah, but this is, as I said, this is East Asia and the Pacific, so it includes all those developed countries. And with that sense, it actually tells the contradictory data. But somehow, yes, we're making progress, but again, the ratio of the population, male to females, is 1:1. And why not the senior role is 50-50? So that has come to the heritage culture that we have as well. So issue to be addressed from the graph that I show you. So the progress that I like to say is that it's flattening progress. Like from the past 6 years, it's nothing happened better so much. It's stable, which is again, is contrast to the graph that I showed you that the senior executive is higher. So why is that? It's because it's super complex to measure. We only have the indicator that is super indirect. It's like the income in general and also the law, the politics things. But somehow the gender issue, what is the core essence about it? The core essence is actually the mindset, the perspective, the perception about gender. And with that, there's no direction to improve. I mean, they want to improve, but somehow there's no direction. So which one is actually a problem? And here's also the other progress that I like to share with you, unequal pay. So even though this executive role is getting higher, but this is the gap that the man get higher paid for the equal work, the equal job done, the similar job done. So here, the Singapore is doing great, but also a very small population. And also, there's no country that's the female getting paid higher. Myanmar is left blank because there was no data. Oh, and this is for 2017, for the half a year, like semi-annually. And also the rights meaning in terms of engaging participation of the females in everything, in decision making, in planning, strategic planning and stuff also, and being excluded. And that's having problem when the man, what happened is the social in general, not just the man, both female and male do not really know that, do not really realize that gender issue is still an issue. Because it's unconscious bias. They feel like we already equal. But really, have you ever asked, even with my parents, for example, they thought everybody is equal as well. But the problem is somehow, why am I not being included in some of the management decision earlier, before taking this role? And also that happened with the cultural inheritance. Is that when man giving his opinion, he's a man. But when a woman give her opinion, she is and that's happened. We see that, and the girl, we experience that somehow, and that is real. Expectation for females, for Southeast Asian females, would be like, you're sensitive, you're soft, you're supposed to do more private and service work, and not really more practical or public work. And that's expectation. And also, you can pursue your career. But once you have family, you have to be the perfect at home as well. So that is expectation. So it might be similar from what you have experienced, I'm not sure, but in Southeast Asia, it's super obvious that even though you are so good at work, but at home, you have to be the mom. Which is okay, but that is also give us super pressure to I have to do the best in everything. And all unconscious bias that I mentioned and gender norm. So unconscious bias is, for example, it's like a glass ceiling that we found. So in general, both male and female, they don't really aware that it's still an issue. So with that is unconscious bias. And a gender norm, for example, like a girl, for me, for example, my parents expect me to stay at home until I get married. And that's normal, typical in Southeast Asia. It's a norm. You cannot get out from your place until you get married. You cannot stay on your own. And that's a problem. But what I did, for example, for me, I go against the norm. My first job that I took, I just go to the other province. I moved out. And it was one of the best decisions ever. Because if I don't go against the norm that my parents set for me, I wouldn't have been gone to the management position so quickly at the age of 23. So that is the gender norm that's still an issue. And in rural area, this is still happens. I was surprised to know as well when I first got informed about this is in the coffee growing area, they are huge tribe. So when they have daughter, it's so common to, at the age of 16, 17, or even younger than that, they will be sent out to be the prostitute. And when there were questions about why they do that, they would say, because everybody is doing it. And that is something that they don't realize that is actually a problem. And they are super huge, they are villager, they are local, they're huge tribe. And that is still the ongoing problem now today, that they think it's so common to do that. And the next issue to be addressed is being Asian women in especially coffee industry. I have spent my coffee journey from farm to consuming. I've seen a lot of good opportunities, the good things, the why, because we love coffee, and I love coffee because of the things that I can learn more from coffee. There's no end to it. And also the relationship that form around it. That's why we love coffee so much. But also, from time to time, we women, we have to engage into the gender thing that they always happen. I did make a research by interviewing some of my friends in Southeast Asia in general, and here is most of them say, just give an example, but don't tell her name. Because maybe if this been published, it will hurt her job. But here, one of the girls that like, okay, yeah, do it, is Han. She is the barista champion in Vietnam, which I actually know her through Henry. And we are good friends right now. I just met her in Vietnam. She's amazing. And she won a barista champion for the second time this year. And she's good. So she said, when she started her career, she wanted to learn more about machine and knowledge. And many people don't let her do it because she's a girl. And the girls they think the girl don't need to know about such things. And that's what happened is when she actually explained more about it, it's very struggle. Why? Why cannot learn more? And that also happens to me when I ask questions or I take the coffee course and like when I ask questions, why do you want to learn so much? Smart girl is scary. And what was the worst thing that I ever had when I asked questions? And in the same amount of effort, the girl get less opportunities as a woman. And if I had born a man, this is from my friends. She said, if I had born a man, where I might be in my career, given the same amount of effort, and she's the head roaster. So, having all of this, to say that the gender issue is no longer an issue, there's still an issue. So, we still have to make progress about it, and that's why I have the key takeaway. Give equal opportunities. So in terms of give equal opportunities, for example, I got really good opportunities, but I'm not going to do like, I'm a girl, I'm a female executive, and then I'm not going to give a man a job. I will have the candidate that is girl only. That is not right as well. Just give the same amount of respect and acceptance, and that's the key. Just regardless of the gender, that's fine. Just see the potential and capability of the person. That is